Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I had a fun day with my kiddos, with my family, my dad as well. So hoping you guys did the same. Obviously, it was a turbulent weekend for Bitcoin. We went all the way down to 17,000 something. We'll take a look at it. So we got some good things in the charts. We also have some bad. So we'll take a look at all that. So as always, and then we'll also take a look at the miners, see how they did compared to Bitcoin, which is also surprising for last week. So as always, not financial advice. You guys know the drill here. I'm invested in the following coins and companies for full disclosure. And let's take a look at Bitcoin here right now on the chart here. So this is the Bitcoin US dollar peg on Bitstamp. So this gives us a little bit more time frame than the Coinbase one. But the thing that I'm looking at here is obviously our concern was falling below the previous peak high, which was at right around 19,600 and something. And we've never done that before in all the cycles that we've had after a halving event. We've always stayed above the previous peak. So we can see it here back in 2017. We fell down to about 3,000 something. We stayed above the previous peak that we had here. And that's always been the case going back a couple other ones as well. So this obviously breaks that trend or that historical significance that we've had in the past, where now Bitcoin has done this, especially over this weekend. It could be just one of those black swan events, right, where just everybody was selling and it couldn't stop in time to stop at this point. But we've also had a lot of selling pressure, which we can see here on the RSI. This is on the weekly chart here. RSI right now is at about 25, so way oversold on the weekly. If you look at it far enough back, going all the way back to basically where it started out here, this was back on what was that? November of 2011. So I think that was one of those events in the beginning. I'm not sure how accurate this data is on the weekly chart, but we do have it here. But if we look at it over the past 11 years or so, we have never been this low on the RSI. So this is obviously a positive sign, possibly, for us to become a little bit more bullish, I think. Like I said, this is the first time we've dropped below it before here in 2015, below our oversold line on the RSI, but we've never been as low as we are currently. So that leads me to believe that, like I said, we might be getting close to the bottom if we haven't already bottomed out. So that's on the weekly. On the monthly, if we look at it, the same thing. We are way oversold. I was not oversold, but way lower than we have ever been in the historical past of Bitcoin. So that leads me to believe that as well. So that's one good thing, obviously, right, that we're seeing that we're way oversold on the weekly. The daily has kind of bounced up a little bit right now, but at least we're getting there. The other thing that's kind of good is on the 1 hour chart here, if we go to Coinbase right now, we can see a little bit of a pattern possibly evolving that is going to be bullish here, at least in the short term. We don't know if it's going to hold out for the long term, but at least in the short term, it's looking a little bullish. And here's what we're looking at. The RSI from, basically this is from today, I believe, at 8 o'clock in the morning to about now, which is about 8 o'clock in the afternoon, so about 12 hours worth. RSI has obviously gone up and down, but it's come back down to the same spot that it was. But the price has increased by approximately $700 or so in value. So the price has gone up, RSI has stayed flat. That usually leads to a little bit of a bull run possibly here, at least on the short term. We need to see the same thing happen, obviously, on the 4 hour, which was kind of hard to tell right now on the 4 hour. We are obviously here and we're getting close to that where we are having a little bit of a uptick in price as well, with the RSI maybe staying flat a little bit. So that's obviously a good sign as well. The other good sign is the volume. If we look at the volume here, the volume on this, let's go to the weekly here. We can see that the volume is actually pretty high right now. Let me redo this, go back out a little bit. And the volume that we've seen, obviously, and the selling pressure that we've seen this week, we also saw this back in 2021 of May, obviously when we had the FUD from the China banning Bitcoin miners. We pretty much bottomed out here, not that long afterwards, and then we obviously went back up. But we also saw this on the monthly, where we do have a lot of selling pressure here in the last 3 months. We had 2 months that were pretty good, and then we had obviously 3 prior months. So 6 out of the 8 months we've been in selling pressure. And the volume has been obviously a lot higher here, which is also could be a good sign for us where we might have capitulation in the market as well. So we'll have to see how this goes. Right now on the short term, it's looking a little bit bullish. We want to see that on the 4-hour, the daily as well, where RSI is flat, price is going up. We want to see that to possibly, at least in the short term, have a little bull rally on that. All right. And I think that was it for those. Ethereum, obviously Bitcoin right now is at 19,777. We are down a little bit here. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. We have been falling here in the last couple of hours, but obviously we have possibly bottomed out at 17,570 or so on it. If we look on the weekly chart also, we can see that we went down quite a bit. We went down 22% in 1 week, which is quite a bit. We have had higher losses here. We've had a 25% loss in May of 2021, another 20% here. We had a 13. Yeah, so it's one of the more substantial losses that we've had in a weekly time frame for Bitcoin. All right. So that's it. So we'll see how this goes going into this week. Obviously, when I saw Bitcoin dropping like it was on Saturday, I'm like, holy cow, the miners are going to be dropping on Monday, at least 20, 25, 30, even possibly more percentage points. I'm like, I got to start scrounging up some cash. Got to do some dollar cost averaging in. Luckily, it looks like Bitcoin has bounced back up. So we'll see how the miners react come Monday. And then I don't know if the market's open tomorrow. I didn't check. Tomorrow, I believe it's a national holiday, Juneteenth, but I'm not sure if the markets are open or not. So we'll see. Let me see. Okay, so that's it for the Bitcoin. Ethereum obviously had the same trajectory as Bitcoin. It bottomed out at $880 roughly on Saturday, and it has bounced back up here. And it does look like on the 1-hour chart, RSI has come down while the price is higher as well. So that's a good sign as well on the 1-hour chart for Ethereum. So I think we may be in a little bit of a short-term bull run here up, but we'll see. One little piece of news could come out and this could all crumble, obviously, and we could fall back down even more. All right, so let's take a look at how the miners did for the week against Bitcoin, which is also surprising, which kind of leads me to believe that maybe we're getting close to the bottom, if not bottoming out here. So here are the numbers for the miners on the weekly here. Let me get rid of that. So Bitcoin is usually towards the top here as far as weekly percentage losses compared to the miners. And this time around, Bitcoin is at the pretty low position here. It's down this week. It was down about 29%. So I'm counting it from Friday to Friday. So I'm doing it basically the same time as the miners. And it's down 29% on the weekly here on this. And then usually the miners would be below that. Some would be a little bit above it, but not much. But typically it was this way around. Let's go back here. Who else did worse than Bitcoin? Mawson was down 31%. DMG was down 31, almost 32%. Stronghold was down 32 3/4. DigiHost was down 33%, and then Luxfolio was down 28, Sphere was down 28, Argo down 23, Iris 22, Bitfarms was down 16, Hut 8 was down 15, Hive was down 13, and Marathon is down 12, Riot is down 10, CleanSpark is down only 5%, and then surprisingly, Core Scientific and Bit Digital were flat for the week. They didn't lose or gain anything. And so this is kind of what leads me to believe that we're possibly getting close to the bottom. Is typically, like I said, Bitcoin is usually towards the top here with maybe one or two or a couple miners that maybe did a little bit better than it did, and then everybody was below it. So this is obviously a different trend that we're seeing here. So maybe the miners are getting close to bottoming out here as well. But we'll see how this goes. And then we can see it here as well on the chart. Everybody was pretty much in the red except for Bit Digital and Core Scientific. If we look at the 52-week lows here, we've had some new 52-week lows here last week. They did bounce off of them a little bit, but you can see that we're pretty close to those as well. Bit Digital obviously had a 52-week low of $1.19. Core was $1.97. CleanSpark was $4.06. Riot was 436, Marathon was 612, Hive was 282, Hut 8 was 152, Bitfarm was $1.28, Iris 343, Argo 36 cents, Fear was 64 cents, Lexfolio was 9 cents, it's at 9 cents right now, and Mawson was at $1.43, DMG 18 cents, it's at 18 cents now, Stronghold $1.55, it's at $1.56 right now, and DigiHost $1.10 and $1.10. So a lot of new 52-week lows, and we've seen those pretty much happening almost every day here for the most miners. The other thing is obviously we're quite a bit off from the 52 weeks highs. So BitDigital is off 93%, Core Scientific is 84%, CleanSpark is 80%, Riot is 90%, Marathon is 92%, Hive is 89%, HUD is 90%, Bitfarm is 85%, Iris is 86%, Argo is 83%, Sphere is 94, Lexfolio is 90. Bitcoin is down 70% from its high here for the low compared to the low. Mawson was 91% and from now, and DMG was 86, Stronghold is 95, and DigiHost is 83. So a lot of pain in the market here with the miners. But we kind of expected that. When we rally, we rally hard. When we fall even harder sometimes. But it's a good time, not financial advice, good time to possibly dollar cost average if you can, or it's an even better time to get into the miners if you haven't already. Obviously, they still could fall another 50, 90%. We just don't know that, but dollar cost averaging, I think, is the way to go, and that's what I've been doing here. All right, looking at the 4-week performance of these guys, sort of descending, we can see here, let's go to the 4-week. We can see BitDigital has done the best, only down 13%, followed by CleanSpark down 21%, Hive at 26%, Bitfarms is down 27%, Bitcoin's down 28%, Argo is down 29%, Mawson is down 32%, Iris is down 35%, Marathon is down 35%, Riot is down 35%, Core is 36%, HUD is 36%, Sphere is 38%, DigiHost is 39% down, and DMG and Lexfolio is 41%, and Stronghold is down 47% on the 4 weeks. So, I mean, it's a sea of red right now in any week that you look at it. And let's go to the 8-week. And on the 8 weeks, CleanSpark is down the least at 28%, followed by BitDigital. Then we got Bitcoin down at 46%. So it looks like, at least on the 8-week part, CleanSpark has done better than Bitcoin along with BitDigital. And then everybody else here was below it. DMG at 49, Argo at 49, Sphere at 52, Bitfarms at 53, Riot at 54, HUD at 55, Iris at 56, DigiHost at 57, same with Marathon, Lexfolio at 58, Hive at 59, Stronghold 60, and Core Scientific at 60, and Mawson at 62. And then finally for the 12-week, we're not going to go really into it too deep, but we'll just take a look at it compared to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is down 55%, and then just barely getting close to what Bitcoin has done in the last 12 weeks is we get Argo, BitDigital, and CleanSpark. And then you got Riot is down 77, Marathon is down 76, Iris is down 76. I mean, it's pain. It's brutal out there. So we'll obviously have to see what happens in the market. And let's take a look here. We'll take a quick peek to see if the market's actually open tomorrow while we're thinking about it. And I got to go back. Where do I have to go back? Here. Let's take a new page and stock market. Stock market holidays. Let's see. Stock market closed on Juneteenth. Markets will be shut down Monday for Juneteenth, a federal holiday that is observed the end of slavery in the U.S. Okay, so obviously the markets are not going to be open tomorrow. So we'll have a break there. We'll see what happens on it. And we'll keep you guys posted if anything new happens, whether it's crypto, miners, stocks, things like that. So again, hope you guys had a great weekend, wonderful Father's Day, hopefully. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. That's all I ask of you guys. See you in the next one.